Have you ever wondered why the quietest man in the room can command the loudest without raising his voice? Why the one who smiles, listens, and says very little often holds more power than the one who barks orders and demands attention? It is because real dominance is almost never announced. It is perceived. It settles into the room slowly, invisibly, until everyone feels it. Fear does not come from noise. It comes from the unsettling realization that someone cannot be predicted. When people realize they cannot manipulate you, cannot read you, cannot own you, their behavior changes. They become careful, they hesitate. That hesitation is respect mixed with fear, and it alters every interaction before a single word is spoken. The first psychological truth you must understand is this: silence is not emptiness. Silence is a weapon. When you stop reacting, you become unreadable. People are conditioned to expect reactions, and they depend on them to feel in control. They provoke, praise, insult, accuse, and wait for movement. They want your explanation, your apology, your justification. Those things give them information. They reveal your priorities, your insecurities, and the emotional triggers they can exploit. When you refuse to react, when you offer no immediate defense or emotional response, you create a void. In that void, something uncomfortable happens. They are forced to sit with themselves, without guidance, without leverage. The world runs on reaction. Markets react, crowds react. The weak react instantly. Even strong people react when their ego is touched. But the person who does not react becomes ungovernable. You cannot steer someone whose emotions you cannot access. You cannot control someone who refuses to play the expected role. There is nothing more threatening than a person who remains calm while others are agitated, who listens while others explain themselves into corners. Silence does not mean passivity, it means discipline. It means choosing not to give away your position for free. When you rush to speak, you rush to reveal. When you rush to defend, you confirm that the accusation landed. When you rush to explain yourself, you show that being understood matters more to you than being respected. Silence reverses that dynamic. It makes others lean in, and what people cannot understand, they either respect or fear. The second psychological truth is that predictability is vulnerability. As long as your behavior follows a known pattern, you are easy to manage. People study you unconsciously, learning what pleases you and what unsettles you. They learn which compliments soften you, which criticisms make you explain yourself, which silences make you overshare. Once they know this, they do not need force. They simply press the right button. The predictable man is not free. He is a mechanism. Everyone knows which lever to pull. But when you disrupt your patterns, when your responses are measured instead of automatic, you break their map of you. They can no longer anticipate your reactions. They cannot corner you emotionally. You become smoke, present but impossible to grab. Unpredictability does not mean chaos. It means restraint and intentional choice. You choose when to engage and when to withdraw. You choose when to speak and when to remain silent. This creates uncertainty, and uncertainty creates caution. People are careful around what they do not fully understand. That caution is power. Niccolo Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He wrote that it is better to be feared than loved, if one cannot be both. Fear in this sense does not mean terror. It means consequence. It means people do not dismiss you. Predictability is the death of respect because it invites exploitation. When people know exactly how you will respond, you stop being an independent force. You become a function in their plans. The third psychological truth is that people crave certainty. The third psychological truth is that people crave certainty. They want to know where they stand, what you think, and how you will act. Certainty makes people feel safe because it removes the need to stay alert. When people are certain about you, they relax. They stop paying attention. They assume they understand you. And the moment someone believes they fully understand you, they stop respecting your potential to surprise them. This is why overly honest people are often underestimated. They reveal everything, their intentions, their emotions, their limits. Nothing is hidden, nothing is reserved. And what is fully visible is easily measured. Mystery keeps people engaged. It keeps them watching. When your intentions are not obvious, others must work harder to interpret you. That mental effort places you above them in the psychological hierarchy. Certainty benefits the observer, not the observed. The more people know exactly what you want, the easier it becomes to deny it, delay it, or use it against you. Knowledge creates leverage. This is why power is rarely transparent. Those who hold it reveal only what is necessary. They do not rush to clarify misunderstandings. They do not correct every false assumption. They let people guess. When people are guessing, they project. They fill the gaps with their own fears, hopes, and insecurities. And what they project often carries more weight than anything you could have said directly. This projection works in your favor. People assume depth where there is restraint. They assume strategy where there is patience. They assume danger where there is calm. Silence allows others to write your myth. Certainty also creates entitlement. When people believe they know you, they feel entitled to your reactions, your explanations, your emotional labor. They expect access without earning it. Denying that certainty reclaims your authority. You decide what is known and what is withheld. You decide how much of yourself is available. That control reshapes every interaction. The less predictable your inner world becomes, the more cautious others grow. They stop assuming, they start observing. They slow down, and when people slow down around you, you control the tempo. Control of tempo is control of power. The one who sets the pace decides the outcome, and this is how dominance is established quietly, without force, without noise, and without ever asking for permission. Most people believe power comes from action, from asserting, from making moves that are visible and undeniable. They confuse activity with authority and noise with influence. True power operates differently. It does not rush. It observes. It waits for others to expose themselves through impatience, emotion, or the need to be seen. Every unnecessary word is a signal. Every emotional reaction is a clue. People reveal far more than they intend when they speak to fill silence or act to relieve discomfort. Those who understand this let others talk. They let them explain, justify, and defend positions that were never challenged. In doing so, they collect information without offering any in return. Information is leverage. The more you know about someone, the easier they are to influence. The less they know about you, the harder it becomes for them to anticipate your moves. This imbalance shifts control. Conversations stop being exchanges and become observations. While others feel heard, you remain concealed. People rarely fear strength itself. They fear uncertainty paired with strength. A powerful person who is predictable feels manageable. A powerful person who is unreadable feels dangerous. This is why calm intimidates more than aggression. Anger reveals limits. Calm suggests calculation. It implies that something is being considered rather than reacted to. When you stay calm under pressure, others assume you have options. They assume you are not desperate. Desperation invites pressure. Composure repels it. The composed individual controls escalation. They decide when tension rises and when it dissolves. That control alone shifts the balance of any interaction. Most conflicts are won before words are exchanged. They are decided by posture, timing, and emotional control long before logic enters the room. When you show restraint, you force others to overextend. They speak more, they push harder. They reveal impatience and insecurity through excess. Excess is weakness, it shows need. It shows hunger for validation or control. The person who needs the least holds the most leverage. This is why minimalism in behavior creates dominance. Fewer words, slower movements, deliberate responses. Everything becomes intentional. Intentionality unsettles people. It removes randomness. It suggests that nothing you do is accidental, and that suggestion alone commands attention. People begin to self-censor around you. They choose their words carefully. They think twice before challenging or provoking. You have not demanded respect. You have induced it. This effect compounds over time. The more consistently you remain composed, the more your presence alone shapes behavior without effort. Eventually, people adjust themselves before you even speak. They anticipate consequence where none has been announced. That is the highest form of influence. Control without command, authority without enforcement, power that operates quietly beneath the surface. And once power reaches that level, it no longer needs to prove itself. It simply exists, felt by everyone, challenged by no one, and understood without explanation. Most people sabotage their own authority by trying to be liked. They trade long-term respect for short-term approval, not realizing that approval fades the moment it is no longer convenient. Respect lasts longer because it is rooted in consequence. People respect what can affect them, what cannot be easily dismissed, and what does not beg for validation. When you stop seeking agreement, your words gain weight. When you stop explaining yourself, your presence gains gravity. Those who explain too much reveal insecurity. They act as if their position requires permission, as if their stance must be justified to exist. A firm position held calmly and without excess words signals inner certainty, and certainty, when controlled, becomes intimidating. This is why leaders speak less than followers. They do not narrate their thinking. They do not outsource confidence through speech. Speech is currency, spend it carefully. The more available your words are, the less valuable they become. Silence forces others to assign meaning. They analyze tone, posture, timing, and in that analysis, they often elevate you beyond reality. People fear missteps around those they cannot read. They fear saying the wrong thing, pushing too far, or revealing weakness. That fear creates compliance, not through force but through self-regulation. Self-regulation is stronger than obedience. Obedience requires enforcement. Self-regulation sustains itself. When people police their own behavior around you, your influence becomes effortless. This is the psychology behind quiet authority. It is not dominance imposed, it is dominance accepted. The moment you raise your voice, you signal loss of control. Volume is often compensation for diminishing influence. Calm speech, delivered slowly, suggests abundance. It suggests you have time, options, and alternatives. Those without options rush. Those without leverage argue. Those without control react. Reaction is always weaker than intention. Reaction places you inside someone else's frame. Intention creates the frame. It dictates the rules, the pace, and the outcome. This is why emotional control is not suppression. It is strategy. You are not denying emotion. You are deciding when, where, and if it is useful. An emotion expressed at the wrong time becomes a liability. Expressed deliberately, it becomes a tool. Most people leak emotion constantly. Their faces, tone, and posture betray them before words ever do. Those who master control leak nothing. They choose what is visible and what remains hidden. What remains hidden creates tension. Tension creates focus. Focus creates power. This is why stillness feels heavy in a room. It concentrates attention. When you are still, others move. When you are silent, others speak. And every movement they make, every word they speak, gives you information. Power is not built by asserting yourself. It is built by understanding others while remaining misunderstood. The misunderstood individual is harder to oppose. You cannot fight what you cannot define. Ambiguity protects you. It forces caution. It slows aggression. Aggression thrives on clarity. It needs a target, a label, a reaction. Deny that clarity, and aggression collapses into hesitation. Hesitation is the opening where influence enters. This is how control shifts without confrontation. No threats, no demands. No explanations, only presence, restraint, and precision. When mastered, these qualities reshape how others treat you before you ever speak. And that is the final lesson. The strongest power is felt, not seen, and never announced. Once you understand this, you stop trying to dominate situations directly. You stop forcing outcomes. You let others reveal where they stand while you remain centered. Power stops being something you chase and becomes something others assign to you. They feel it before they can explain it. This is why true authority often looks effortless. It requires less energy because it is not built on resistance. Resistance creates friction. Friction creates noise. And noise attracts challenge. The quiet individual avoids this by never announcing intent. They let results speak long after attention has moved elsewhere. Attention is fleeting, influence is not. Those who seek attention burn quickly. Those who cultivate influence endure. When you are not hungry for recognition, people sense it. Hunger smells like need, and need invites exploitation. Detachment protects you. It makes you harder to pressure, harder to rush, harder to corner. A detached mind evaluates instead of reacts. It calculates instead of panics. Most mistakes are emotional, not logical. They happen in moments of urgency, ego, or fear of loss. By slowing yourself internally, you force others to speed up externally. And speed leads to error. Those errors become openings, not because you created them, but because you allowed them. This is the difference between force and control. Force pushes, control waits. Waiting is uncomfortable for most people. It exposes insecurity and impatience. If you can sit calmly in that discomfort, you gain an advantage most never develop. Calm under uncertainty signals strength. Panic under pressure signals weakness. People instinctively follow strength. They defer to it. They adjust around it. You do not need to demand this adjustment. It happens naturally when consistency meets restraint. Over time, your presence alone begins to regulate the room. And when your presence sets the tone, you no longer need to speak to be obeyed.